Thursday, the 20th of June. Tomorrow is summer solstice, the longest day of the year. It's still bright at 11:30 at night time. But anyhow, I'm going to move our spooky crew, as I call them, into this little area here. Now, this place, as you can see, has lots and lots and lots of grass. This will be the third graze of this year. I grazed this to the clay twice, feeding silage and hay to a few wheelings I had here at home. A few that were giving me trouble, they were breaking out, so I brought them home and I squeezed a couple of bullocks. So I had the 2 bullocks and I think a couple of heifers, and I had Jasper the bull in here also on the last rotation. So the spooky crew are actually just behind me here. The hedge is just there. There's a gap here, and they're going to come in here now because of the volume of vegetation on this field. Even though you can see lots of weeds, that's not a problem anymore in my mind. I have a really tight fence, so they're getting used to the tight cells. There's great power on the mains fence here at home, so I'm putting manners on them, and I'm going to it'll be tramped down a lot and they'll eat a lot too. I'll go back and I'll show you what it looks like after they've come through. A video I made about them a couple of videos ago. You can see what weeds I do have here, but as I say, there's nice tall thistles there, look. So all these weeds are serving a purpose, and I'm definitely starting to get my head around it. So we have lovely, lovely grass in among our buttercups. This is the field I was talking about in a few videos ago, about how the buttercups have really shown themselves this year with the wet weather we've had for the last 3 months. Now we have lots of clover in here as well, which I'm very happy with. There's our clover flowers. So there's great protein in them clover. So my bullock is going to come in here as well. That's going to be processed, or his time is up to go in September. He'll be 30 months in around that. So what is he now? He was born in March or April 2022. So yeah, he's 24 or 6 months now, yeah. So that's what I'm going to leave them into now. I will go back and I'll open the gap up now, and I'll be back in a sec. Now, so they're on the move. What's her name? Black Maverick is bulling with the last 2 days. It's amazing heifers how long they'll be cycling for. So there's our bullock heading in there. I think Madra's cycling now as well. Yeah. So when they don't be nursing a calf, their hormones settles down and they go back into cycling again fairly quick. Often they mightn't come cycling for 3 months when they're sucking a calf. They can come back around at 6 weeks. I've had Davy's heifer come back around at, and she was bulled, I think only around 5 weeks. Well, maybe it was 6 weeks. But I just know she came back around early. So Madra there and Black Maverick are cycling. So as you can see, it's a real tight place. Extremely tight. I'll probably keep an eye on things. Look at this Egypt. God almighty. That was the carry on yesterday as well. 24 hours. That's 48 hours it will be. Yeah. So depending on the impact these cattle have on this small little area, I'll debate on whether I leave them on it for the night or move them into the next area. I most likely will move them into the next area and maybe leave this open for them because it's very tight. So it's a kind of a high density situation with a small number of cattle. What have we? 6. Now there's Bjog. Bjog is thriving away mad now. I'm very disappointed with that lady. She's a lovely type. She's small, yeah, but ideal for me. Lee Cow's daughter, little Red Clare's daughter, Black Maverick, Madra and Oreo, they're calling that bullock. I don't like to be named the bullocks. So that is, I have a bit of a head cold. We'll get over it. So they'll graze away at that. As I say, I have my clovers there, and yeah, they seem happy enough. I must move my drinker now and I'll be back. So this is where they were last night. Now these are super small little cells that they were in, and I came in here to get my drinker, but I actually had to stand back and admire. I know this is gonna, I was on about this before in my few videos ago, but I actually have to stand here and just look at it. It's an absolute wild mess, but I'm really starting to enjoy the look of it. Now, this is not even a hedge yet, but what I'm doing is I'm keeping my fence, as you can see that peg, very far out from my young trees. These are my young trees. I do not want them at this young vulnerable stage to have the tops nipped off them by the cattle, so I keep my posts away out on both sides. Now there is a lot of work to this when you're fencing, and I have to really think about what I'm doing because I don't want them to reach over and clip them off. But this is what it looks like after the cattle have been through. So there is my hedge that's going to be, and there's a little cell in there where they were yesterday morning. They were in here last night, so these are half day moves, and now they're onto a place similar in size, so it'll probably be 12 hours now that I think of it, looking at what they've done here. But this has all been trampled down lovely in areas and grazed down nice in other areas, so I'm very happy with this wild look. Yeah, definitely. Let me just jump over my now this is into, we're going back in time, so this is what I call three-dimensional grazing. We can all have lovely level two-dimensional grazing land, but when you have any amount of space above your head, what harm is leaving the weeds to grow up? As I say, the grass grows in nice and tight to them dockings. The only thing that's wrong about them dockings is they look untidy. But they're doing their job. That's a real dirty mess and I love it. I'm starting to enjoy the messier looking it is, the nicer I find it. I'm very excited to see what's going to come in here and start living in these hedges with all them flowers and bits of bushes growing. They're only 2 years old then. It's amazing the difference they make already. So as I say, it does take that little bit of effort, especially up here, but this is a project that I took into doing with no government incentives or any college degrees telling me to do this. This is just what I want to do. So yeah, I'll go back up, I'll move my drinker and I'll get back to the cattle. Now, so I have my drinker in and I've all tidied up. And a little quick scan through the cattle, and I will then scan back through the field that I just came out of. And I just came to the realisation that everything that sorry, I dropped my phone. I've just come to the realisation that I'm doing absolutely everything wrong. I forgot that we were told that cattle are destroying the world and we have to turn vegan. So what I've decided I'm going to do is now I'm going to jump this gap first. So the next plan is I'm going to get my mower. Them trees are still young enough. I say I'll be able to cut right through them. If I go and get my mower now and top this field, and just when it starts to regrow, I'm going to get myself some Roundup. I'm going to spray it off. And when it's gone yellow and burnt and nothing can grow on it, I'm going to go and get a plough. That's what I think I'll do. I'm going to go and plough it off, turn it all upside down, and then I will harrow it and level it all off, and then I will seed it in barley or wheat, I suppose, because we need to feed this world. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some barley down, and then I'm going to spray it for insecticide and keep an eye on it. And if I need to spray it again, I will spray it again. And just when the barley is looking lovely, I'll go along and I'll spray it again with more Roundup, and I'll kill it off. And then when it's killed off, I'll harvest it and feed it to the people. So I think that's the plan from now on in. All them thistles and all them wildflowers are just not good enough. The cattle have the place destroyed. So let me go in here now. All that clover, we should be really eating that clover directly off the ground ourselves. All that mess in there, look, it's the place destroyed. So anyhow, I'm going to come back in again and look at my cattle one more time and go down and get myself a cup of tea. I might actually put a fence across that hedge there because they're tightened, and if they push out they could end up going through it. So on the 20th of June, the day before winter or summer solstice, I will say good luck and goodbye.